Okay. Still not seeing myself. I should be recording by now. Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to a live daily forex analysis for 30th of April today. My name is George, and if you do not know me, I run this channel as a forex gym. So I'm gonna be doing 4 currency pairs, which I normally do 4 currency pairs, and today I only have 3 currency pairs, which I already pre-selected. So I'm gonna be analyzing the currencies, which I'm gonna comment in here. So it's gonna be these 3 currencies. So you can just good morning, EHub, good to have you on board. I'm doing good. How are you guys? Frederick, good morning. Okay, so we got one. So gold. So I'm going to be analyzing the gold as well on top of it. So I think also a few people asked me that earlier on the comments as well. So we got these 3. I'm going to do it euro against Australian dollar, US dollar against Canadian dollar, followed by Australian against US dollar. Then I'm going to go through the golds. If you got any more questions, trading related, or a few more currencies, you can just pop it in the chats. I'm going to be addressing them, analyzing them later. So I hope you guys are doing well. So let's go jump into the chart straight away and start analyzing. So I was just looking at the euro against Australian dollar earlier. So this is the one. So we got this trend down here, and as I did mention, it's kind of looking almost the same as yesterday. So the price came down and tested this this support level down here, and now we see the bit of an aggressive reaction towards upside. When we go to the short time frames, let's jump into the 4-hour time frame. See what we have on the 4-hour time frame. So earlier I was looking for the entry actually somewhere where the price is at the moment, but because I saw that very intense kind of spike towards upside, so I'm thinking I'm gonna hold it and wait a bit more as of the, because we have this strong support down there and the price came down and tested that support. That's why it's having this aggressive reaction. So I'm thinking either the price gonna break that support level eventually, or it's gonna completely turn around and continue running up. So I'm holding to these 2 beliefs for now, but I do see that it can break. However, it might have it can have a bigger retracements. So that's where I'm thinking we're gonna guess that where the price is gonna go. So as of now, because I was looking earlier the price to come up here, but that's already sort of disqualified because we had this nice if you go to the let's see, before we go there, I'm thinking now as of my next level. Let's go to 1-hour time frame, will be easier. So we're gonna see in a minute when it's gonna change. We're gonna have this 1-hourly strong bullish candle area. So we have this nice strong bullish candle in here. So that's why I kind of said that okay, I'm gonna wait before probably price gonna push even higher. So my idea was to get into this entry level in here, but then when I looked at it, the intensity, the candle, the strength of the towards upside, it looked pretty pretty bullish. So I do want to wait and see how far it's gonna push. I do think that it's gonna break this level. So next potential will be up to this level at 66.43. So this is one, and the second one is up here at 166.70. So this is these 2 potential entries, and of course the price can go and even break this level. So which, if the price breaks this level, then I need to wait and see how the price is going to behave and all that. So that will be for the next, maybe tomorrow's session, if the price does that. So far I do see these 2 potential entries. I still think that this is more a viable entry as 166.70, and I do think it was yesterday or day before that when I think 2 days ago, when the price was coming up, I was looking at this entry and this entry, and I did say that I would be looking more of this entry because that one looks stronger than this one, and we saw that the price came up to these highs, and then it continued to fall. Unfortunately, I didn't get the entry because it did not give me the setup for the entry, and I had to miss that one out, even though it worked out pretty well. So for now, I will be looking these two entries, and I want to say the same thing, that this one looking strong up this area in here, but both of them is gonna be a potential. Again, look for the candles, how they come up. If it's gonna put another candle like this one, then definitely would be on this entry. So I'm gonna if the candle is similar to this one, then it's gonna disqualify this entry in here. But so far we sit and wait, see what it's gonna do for this hour and maybe in the next hour. So as of for now, we're gonna look for these two potential entries. So for the first one, gonna be 166.45 zone roughly, and as of the stop loss is gonna go 45.55. So we can give it about 15 pips stop loss on this one. It's relatively very tight, especially on this currency, euro against Australian dollar. It's very tight because this one does move a lot. But we can give it, let's say, so if we go 45, 55, so 60, that will be 65, will be 20. Yeah, you can give it a 20 even. Yeah, 15 pips. I can justify a 15 pip stop loss on this one, though I know that it's very tight. Still justifiable as of the 15 minutes pips stop loss, even because we're getting to this around where this spike high is at 166.45. It's pretty, you don't even need to have that stop loss that high, so 15 pips will be fine. However, if the price continues to come up and on this level, which is at 166.70, then we're going to take the second order. But if you do not want to take the loss and you want to give it this have this more extra safety and then you can have a wider stop loss at 66.45. then you need to have, yeah, that will be quite a lot. So it will be about, I don't know, it will be 40 pip stop loss. If you want to give it a 40 pip stop loss, then you're going to position yourself around here, which you can do if you want to give it the extra, so you're not going to end up get stopped out if the price decides to come up to this level. But then again, it's going to affect your risk reward. So this choice is up to you. I'm just laying out in here, this is my the way I look at the markets and what I think the market's gonna do. So personally, I would rather get stopped out and take another entry in here, because when I take the entry in here, so let's say we take the entry at 166.70 and the stop loss would be, yeah, we can get away with a 15 pip stop loss in here as well. Then I'm gonna have a risk reward very high compared to if you're gonna have the 40 pip stop loss. So I'm gonna have like 15 pip stop loss. That means if my stop loss is tighter, then I can increase the size. The risk is gonna be the same. So when you're going to have a wider stop loss, you have to decrease the size depending whatever you risk. So if you risk, let's say for the example, you risk 100 USD or pounds, whatever that is, then when you take the 40 pip stop loss, then your size is going to be smaller, rather than if I take 15 pip stop loss, my size is going to be much larger. The risk is going to be the same, it's going to be still 100 USD, but the size is going to be bigger. So this is two potential, and let's see now the targets. I think targets is pretty much the same as I mentioned before. I believe it was rather yesterday or 2 days ago, so let's check it out. Of course, I'm looking for this one to break this level already, so we're gonna have our targets. Which was the target? I think it was down here, if I'm not mistaken, around this level. So yes, 164.20. So 164.20. This is more like a semi-swing rather than day trading opportunity, but because we're going to take the short position, I do expect the price to break this zone in here, which is the price is currently sitting around the area. So it's just having a reaction now, and we're going to see what's going to happen at this time. So again, two potential entries, the one I discussed earlier, and for the target's gonna be at 164.20 zone, which I already pointed out that the reason why is a lot of price action going on, so that will be the next support zone. So I think that will be it for the this one. Let's go back to we'll go a few more. A few more questions. GBPJPY. Okay, I'm gonna have a look at the short buys. Okay, I'm gonna have a look at the MIMA. I hope I pronounce everyone's names correctly. Apologies if I don't, because I'm pretty bad at pronouncing the names. So yeah, I'm gonna have a look at the GBPJPY later on as well. I think could you repeat again, please, the entries? So okay, I'm gonna repeat the entries again. Actually, I'm gonna type that one. Let me just revise. Where did I say? So yeah, okay. The potential entries was 166.40, and the first one was 70. 166.40, and so 1.6640. This is the first entry. First entry, and 166.70 is second entry. So first and second entry for these two potential. However, I think that if the candles closes like the previous candle, which we have, or similar, it doesn't have to be this one, but if it shows the strength. So this one is demonstrating the strength. I'm gonna make a video actually about the candles, because maybe some people, they don't understand what I mean by that. This is strong, or what I mean by what is the strong. So it can be confusing to some people. So I'm gonna look forward to make the video about the candles and what I consider as strong and weak and all that. So it will be easier for you guys once you watch that. Then when I say like strong, then you would know what I mean by that, strong or weak or whatever. So in this case, this one is strong as well. So if it closes something like that one, that means the strength is strong. So probably going to break this level up. And the target, I didn't include the target, and the target is two entries. The two entries is because we have this. Actually, my initial was 3, but it disqualified this one in here. So we have this high in here as well, as we can see. So we got this high, and it comes to these lows as well. So it's two entries because we have one high here and one high up here. So it's two highs in here. So both of them could be a potential as of the entries. Depends how the price gonna react. So either highs, they act as an entry, because when normally it's high or low, but the high in this case, there's a lot of orders coming in on either one of these the high levels. So for example, in here there might be a lot of traders putting the short orders because the price coming to this the resistance. So this classes as a resistance, so not as strong as this one here, because this is only one high. So it's not as strong as this one, because we have this high, and also we have this cluster of highs in here, and open and closes. That's why this class as the stronger resistance rather than this one. Once you have too many, like few things coupled up in the same level, that makes it stronger. So as we can see in here, it does not, we have only this one, and we have this spike down here, but it's not still as strong as this, because we have loads of candles in here. So this is open and closes, and that makes it stronger. And on top of that, we have this level, this high in here. So that's why I think there's two highs. So but this one is stronger than this one. but this could just, price can come up here, and if enough orders coming to the short sides and enough volume, then price might come up and trigger all those orders. Or if there were stop losses in here and take out the stop losses, then price can continue and just turn around and did not even get in this area. So that's why there is a two orders, because price does like to mess around and just come up and just trigger to this one of the highs and without getting to the other highs. So that's why I have these two orders, because they're both potential resistance. But if you do not want to take the entry in here, then you can leave it to up to these highs. Then yeah, just a personal choice, but depends. I leave it to the candles, depending how the how it's going to come up to this this entry here at 166.40 zone. And as I said, if it comes up strong, similar to the similar candle to the last hour one, then I would wait for the up to this level here. So I hope that one answered the question. What the resistance line is. So the resistance line will be the same level as the one I described, so 166. So it's not the actual line, it's more like a zone. So don't I did say that it's 166.40, but it does not mean that is literally that number. So this is a zone. It could be the price can come up at 166, let's say 45, and then make the wick and then just turn around and continue towards downside. So it's always a zone, not the exact the level. And so we just looking and have that anticipation of the whereabouts, could be like around 10 pips, give or take. So in this case, it's roughly around 166.40 as of the first one, and the second is at 166.70. And as I said, this one is stronger than the other one. So let's go to, actually I lost track of it. So the next one was USDCAD. So I'm going to go to the USDCAD and EURJPY. So could you type the entries on the clear? So I did that one. Euro against JPY. So okay, I'm going to have a look at them. So let's jump into the USDCAD and have a look at the USDCAD. I'm going to come back and follow the AUDUSD, and I think the next one was the gold after that. Let's go to the USDCAD. Let's get USDCAD. Let's move to the daily time frame. Okay, on the daily time frame, as I did mention that yesterday on this as well, that the price was making this, I think it was yesterday, the day before, I can't remember. Price was making this way down to this support level here, which it did, and it closed nicely bearish. I do like this candle, the close candle on this one. So it's just a matter of question now, what the price gonna do, either gonna turn around or start breaking this level down here. So far it does looking good as of the towards downside, so we don't have the, we're gonna have it confirmed probably gonna be tomorrow, because we want to see the close of today's candle, which is not gonna happen until the day is over. So if you want to be more sure, more kind of positive on that one, that the price is going to continue towards downside, then you can wait until tomorrow if for the confirmation. If the price comes down and closes somewhere down to this level, then it would be fine. That means that the price already broken this level. However, if you want to play a bit more aggressive, then let's have a look at the options for the for that one. So far it does looking good towards downside, and I'm gonna give it a go for the, let's see, so the price already came up to the, no, it did not quite get there. So you get pretty close, but I did not get to this 139.10 zone. Maybe on this case you might want to. Okay, so let's have a look at the 1 hour time frame. I'm looking for more towards short side more rather than the long side at the moment, because it does coming nicely down, as we can see on the short like shorter time frames. It's looking down, and as of the daily time frames goes, it does looking down. However, we are sitting at the support zone at the moment. So it's a bit of a trick. So it's gonna we're gonna give it a try towards short side. So in this case, we want to see. Okay, this is a bit. So we got 39.10 zone. So in this case, I would, yeah, this is more like a waiting game on this one. So I do want to see the price taking out these 4 hourly highs. 39.35 is the next one, but it's a bit too far. Okay, so let's go to the 4 hourly time frames and have a look at this. Yeah, I do want to see the price coming up and taking out this high here, because it already came to close. We can see it in here. It's already came close. I didn't quite manage, and now it's kind of chopped a bit, and we can see now it's trying to push a bit up. So I do want to see if the price gives us the chance and comes up. I do want to see the price taking out this high here. So if it's most likely going to be a lot of orders in here, limit orders, stop orders, I do want to see that orders sucked in before I commit to the short side. So that's not going to happen. So this is a 4 hourly candle, so it's not going to happen. Don't think it's going to happen, and I don't want it to happen. This is more like it. I don't want it to happen for this yeah, if it does in this 4 hourly candle, then this candle is going to look like a bullish, strong bullish candle, especially if it closes. So ideally, it will do it after the midday. So I don't want to see a strong closing candle, especially you need to be aware of it, especially if the price is sitting either support or resistance. In this case, it's sitting at the support, and if the price, let's say, comes up on the 4 hour time frame and closes like this, even if it takes out these highs, then it's going to look like very strong strength towards upside. So I don't want to see that. That's why I said I want to see the price doing it after the midday, which means another 4 hourly candle. So in this case, if the, let's say, candle comes up somewhere around in here, I will be happy, but I do want to see something like a little wick before it closes. So a wick, I want to see a bit of wick that will show a bit more strength towards the downside than the upside. So that's why I want to see a wick. So just to not make it too complicated, because I'm including too much more technical details in here. So I want to see for the next 4 hourly candle, which is at midday UK time, the price coming up and taking out this high here. So this one should come up around this this level. So this 4 hourly candle, I want to see about up to this around this height. If it's with a wick, then it's fine. And for the following 4 hourly candle, if it comes up and takes out these highs, and also the close as maybe something like this one. If we get so like sort of an inverted hammer or a half closing candle, so one halfway wick and halfway body candle, then I will be happy to take the trade towards short side, but it has to meet the specific requirements. I know it's a bit difficult to understand it, so I hope you guys understand. If you don't, let me know in the chats, and I will try to explain in a simple terms. It's very difficult to explain for this one. That's why I'm gonna make the video about the candles and the candlesticks they form. Then once you watch that video, and you will you know what I mean about when I say the candles like half wick or some wick in a candle, will be easier for you guys to understand. So I'm gonna make that video about the candles. So as of the entries, what we're looking for the entries once it's taking out. So first I wanted to see the price taking out these highs, this spike here, which is at 139.23. So I want to see the taking out this spike high. Then we would be looking to get on around 139.20 zone. 139.20. I'm gonna write that one in there as well on the chart, so you would know 139.20. And as of the stop losses goes, 139.20. Probably gonna give it 20. Can you get away 15 pips? 20 is safer. So we're looking about 20 or 20 pips would give it enough space, so that would be good. However, you can, if you want to squeeze the extra few pips, you can give it 15 pip stop loss. It will be a bit tight. So 20 pip is ideal on this one. So 20 pips on that, and for the targets, for the targets, yeah, I would be expecting for this one to break this level here. So as the target goes, oh wow, okay. Targets, yeah, it doesn't look on the, yeah, we're gonna look for the target in this case, because I don't see, okay, on the 4-hour time frames. So the next target, yeah, the next target is gonna be down to this zone at 38.20. So 38.20, and our entry is at 39.20. So we're looking for 20 pip stop loss and 100 pip gain on this one. But it has to do that special requirements which I just so this was, what was it? USDCAD. Is it USDCAD? So USDCAD, that will be easier for you to. So what did I say? Ah, okay, I forgot what did I say. So 130, was it 139? Was it 39.20? Yeah, 139.20. So 139.20 entry. So that's entry, 20 pips stop. So I just put an SNL, so which means a stop loss, and the target is at 138.20, I believe. So that will be 100 pips. Again, this is more like a semi-swing rather than a day trading, because it's too far away the target. So on this one, but it does have to meet that candle requirement. So it's definitely not gonna be for for the next 3.5 hours. For the so it will be after midday. So it has to do it on the next 4-hourly candle. So this will be it for the USDCAD, and the next one, I think someone just wait. What is okay? This one I read. I'm running entry at GBPJPY target yesterday. Log. Could you check my entry and targets, please? Hey Nima, yeah, I will check the for this one as definitely for the later. I'm gonna analyze the few more currencies, and I'm gonna definitely address your British pounds against Japanese yen. I'm going to have a look at that. So if you just give me about 5-10 minutes, depending how long it's going to take me to analyze. So we've done already 2 currencies. Next one is AUDUSD. Oh, this one actually I should have analyzed first, probably AUDUSD. AUDUSD. That's good. So because we have a we have a trade on this one, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday, and I do have a trade on this one towards the long side, and it got so close to the target, but it's coming down. So this is a retracement. As we can see, the trend is up. This is the same, it looks similar to the yesterday, and I'm pretty sure it was day before as well. It's just retracing now as of the 4-hourly time frames. Yes, I already moved the stop losses on this one, so I do think it was EURAUD who is with me on this trade as well, on the Aussie USD. So this one is coming down, and yeah, this is the potential entry. Actually, it's coming down to pretty close. So I'm gonna jump in. I did have the where is it? Yeah, so it's coming down. So we have this trend line. This is just MetaTrader, which I trade from. So this one is coming down to this another potential for the entry. So it's not gonna set up another 15 minutes. Yeah, so this is actually the potential entry. So if you're with me on this trade, I think one of I can't remember what level it was, 64, 65, I believe, and I'm going a bit further up. I already moved my stop loss, so if you can, if you want to add the unit for the existing trades, you can. So that's where you start building your size, and risk rewards skyrockets. So that's the good thing about if you are in a long term trading, like such as this one. We've been already sitting on this one probably a couple of days now, and you can add the units like similar to this one. I do see the potential for add the units down to this level. So at this case, it only needs to 65.40. It's only a couple of pips away. Depending how you trade, I personally, it needs to meet another entry requirement. So first is the trend, the second one is the retracement on a certain time frame, and then the third one is the entry requirement. So I use this three-step process. So the two of them is already met, and I need just one of them to meet, which is going to be my entry requirements. And then I'm going to be taking the trade towards, so we'll be adding to the existing trade actually. So the risk gonna be the same. So in this particular case, we're looking for the entry at 65.40, and for the stop loss gonna be, it's relatively easy on this one. So we're looking 15 or 20 pip stop loss. 15 or 20 pip stop loss, you can get away with this one easily. And the targets, oh yeah, target was a bit close actually, so we might want to. So probably I'm going to leave it for the second target, which is further up, because it doesn't meet the 1 to 3, my 1 to 3 risk reward requirement. So this one, if the price sets up, then we're going to leave it for to run. Our original target is at 65.80, same as mine, but we're going to leave this one to run it a bit further up, more like. Yeah, it does not. A bit tricky. So this one's gonna be at 66.20 zone up here. Actually, can we use this one? Yeah, we can use this one to 66.60. So I would say the first target I'm gonna for this second unit, if it does let us, then it will be 66.20 as of the second one. So we will be looking about 80 pips gain, and we're gonna risk 20 pips, the max. You can get away with the 15 as well. 20 is just a bit more safer. So we're getting on at 0.65. What is it? 65.40 is my 65.40. So we should not take. Yeah, if the candle doesn't meet the requirements, then do not. I will personally not take the trade, because it does have to meet the requirements. The candles are important. So if it doesn't meet the requirement, then trade is invalid. Simple as that. So AUDUSD. So the entry on this one would be that would be the second unit, if you want to take it or not. And if you're not on this trade, then you can just might give it a shot. So on this one would be. What was that? 65. 65. Let's go down back to. Yeah, it's not that bad. So 65.40 was. Yeah, it's this is a retracement. Still classed as a retracement. It's not. I would not say two big candles. The reason why we have this. We have this wick. If you can see in here, we have this wick in here, and we have this big wick up here. So that's the reason why I can justify taking the trades, and the trend is obviously towards upside now. So it's still justifiable to take the trade at this level. I can definitely justify the trade. So 65.40. 65.40, that will be the entry. Stop loss is at, so stop loss will be 20 pips. So 20 pips stop loss, and for the targets, targets will be, oh damn, it's just like too many numbers to keep in ahead. So let's go to the daily time frame. Oops, not weekly, daily. Daily time frame. So I think it was 66.20 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 66.20. So the target is at 66.20. So we'll be looking 80 pip gain with about 20 pips stop loss. So gives us 1 to 4 risk reward. So that's done, and we got the, I'm pretty sure it was gold. Yes, it was gold. So Frederick, good morning. Gold. Okay, yeah. So Frederick asked gold. So I'm gonna go to the golds, followed by. So Mima asked British pounds against Japanese yen. So I'm gonna go to the gold and then jump into the British pounds against Japanese yen, and that was another one. Ihab asked about euro against Japanese yen. So I'm gonna go through these currencies. So gold. Let's go to the golds. The XAUUSD, that's the one. Let's have a look at the gold. Ooh, and also let's not miss the trade if it sets. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going to set up in these 15 minutes. So probably going to be next one. So, but I don't want to miss the trade if it's set up. Okay, so the golds. Gold is like to play tricks. Okay, so I just pulled up. This is a daily time frame of the golds. And yeah, it does have the uptrend, but we see we had made this double top in here. So price already tested this high again, and it looks like it's coming up for another test to test these highs here. Yeah, bit tricky on this one because, yeah, because it can really go either direction, but because we have the strength towards upside as of the daily time frame goes, we're still looking strongly up. However, we need to have a caution because it already made this double top in here, so it tested this this high here, and it looks like it's coming up for another test. And this is, the more times it tests in quick succession, there is a higher chance that the price gonna break and continue higher. But until the price breaks this area, we can't say that it has broken this area. So let's go to the shorter time frame and see what we have it on the shorter time frame. See if there's any potential for the what price is messing around. Yeah, for the 4-hourly candles, looking nice, strong. Looking nice strong candles in here. This candle is not closed, of course, yet, but this candle is looking strong, even though we have this little wick in here. Still, it does looking nice, long and expanded candle towards upside, and now we see that the price wants to push higher. Yeah, it does looks that it has more strength than weakness, really. So I would position more towards the long side rather than a short side. Also because of the we have the trend towards upside. Let's go to the short time frame. Let's see if we can use the as a targets. So if you can use the targets at this level, 1730. Yeah, this currency to play, to like speculate, is generally takes a long time, and you have like extreme patience to just use as a speculation, because the pip range is not that good unless you're putting like a very large size on it, because even like in here, so we have the good target would be at 1730, but the price is sitting at the 1721, so it's only like 9 pips. It's not that great pip range, but let's still discuss what we have. We definitely need a retracement on this one, especially if we're going to target a 1730 zone, because we want to get that some. We need to get the risk rewards. Now let's go to. Okay, so we still got 20 minutes before this candle is closed. and so the price is coming in halfway now. Yeah, I don't particularly like this one as of the, yeah, I don't particularly like it as of this speculation just for the like a short-term trading. I would say wait for this hour candle to close. I want to see the close of this candle before taking the trades. I personally would not take a trade, but I'm just looking at the for this one. So wait for the candle to close. Ideally closes the bullish candle. Ideally comes up and at least covers very little wick, no or little wick in here. So I don't want to see it coming down and having the long wick. Then so if it, let's say if it closes nicely up to this at 1721 zone, leaving no wick or a very little wick, now we have this long wick, but we still has 19 minutes before this one is closed. And if it does close this up to that 1721 zone, then a retracement to 1717, we can use that as a retracement to get on to the entry at 1717.50. We can use that one as a retracement on this one, 1717. Yeah, I still don't like it though. Let's see on 4-hourly time frame. Okay, 4-hourly time frame. 17. Okay, I can justify on a 4-hourly time frame. Okay, so as of the best case, what I can suggest on this one is wait for the 4-hourly candle to close, because still, even if on a 1-hour time frame it does comes down at 1717 and then it continues to go a bit further down and closes somewhere down here, then that will not be a good one. Wait for the 4-hourly candle to close and then ideally retrace it at 1717 zone. Then you can use that one as an entry to get on and run it to 1730. So as of the stop losses goes, let's say we go 1717. Okay, we can use a 7 pip stop loss in here, 7 or even 8. Yeah, 8 pip stop loss. You can get away with the 8 pip stop loss in here. Yeah, but as of the risk reward goes, I do not. It works out about 1 to 1.20 risk reward, which is definitely against it personally. I don't tell anyone to take the with risk reward like this one, so I don't personally would not recommend this one. However, if you want to hold the position, then you can definitely do that. So if you get on to at 1717 with an 8 pip stop loss, then just hold the position either until the price sort of comes up and takes out these maybe these highs, because price does like to do that. Then you can hold the position at this zone at 1748. So in the risk reward terms, gonna be justifiable to do that, or just sit on that gold and hold it. But then it's just the hope that the price gonna continue towards upside. So this is my view on that one. So as of the speculating purposes, I would not take the trade, especially on this particular setup. When you're risking 8 pips to make I think it was like 10 or 12 pips, it's just not good because I'm thinking over the long run. So it's not gonna be as good, especially we have to wait for the 4 hours before getting it, because I do want to see the close of the candle, and just like 12 pips for waiting for 4 hours. Personally, I don't I would not do that unless you're trading very large size. Then you can get like loads of as of the money wise, the size, yes, but as of the sort of business perspective, as a business view, you need to look for the risk reward all the time, because that's what makes the money over the long run. So as I say, if you want to hold the gold, generally it's good if you're holding gold, and I do advocate towards it. Then if you want to hold the gold and run it to maybe the price even gonna return to these highs, because it has not been tested for the long time. This is more like looking like a swing trade now, rather than definitely not the day trade, but there's a good potential for the gold, like 1830s for another 100 pips. You can hold the gold up to this level. We still have this resistance up here at 1770 zone. So this is two potential as 1770, and one is up higher at 1830. So this is two target potentials. That's what I would do if I was in your position. But as of just the speculating purposes for the 8 pips, I personally would not recommend doing that. There's a good chance the price probably going to break it. As of the monthly time frame, it does looking very strong, the gold. As of the monthly charts, we can see it if we go back. Yeah, this candle here, this is a monthly candle, which is going to close in about what we on. Yeah, so tomorrow is going to close this candle, so looking very strong. So there's a good chance the price is going to continue, and very minimum to go up to this 1770 zone, and high possibility that it's going to continue to 1830. And with the 8 pip stop loss, then you would be looking 1 to 10 risk reward, which is amazing. Now let's back to time to that for the candle's closure. So I analyzed that. So next one is British pounds against British pounds against Japanese yen. So I'm gonna analyze these British pounds against Japanese yen, as Mima requested. How do you check? How do you check the remaining time for the candles? It's just easy. So every 4 hours. So I'm trading on a UK session, which means so if you start from 8 a.m. let's say, so 8 a.m. the new 4-hourly candle is open. So the next 4-hourly candle is gonna be at midday. So it's very simple. It's just a clockwise. So from 8 to 12 you got this 4-hourly candle, and at 12 o'clock it's gonna close, and then new candle is gonna open, and followed by from 12 to 4, and just like 4-hourly candle, it just rotated towards it, and 1-hourly opens every 1 hour, same as like every different time frames. So easy as that. So British pounds against Japanese yen, and yeah, I'm gonna have a look at the euro against Japanese yen. So GBP, let's go to the GBPJPY. GBPJPY. Oh, I think we must said something else as well. I have a running entry at 133.66. Okay, and target yesterday's lows. Okay, could you check entry targets, please? Okay, so 133.66. The entry. 132.66. Okay, thank you. And 132. 132.66. Let's see if it's gonna load. So 132. So 132.66. So it's around down here. And okay, let me just double check. So the entry is at 132.66. So target is at yesterday's low. Let's go to the this as of the daily time frame is concerned, we see this zone in here. As we can see, it's just chopping around now. It's on the full chop fest, on just up and down, up and down. We can see just by looking at the candles, we got the doji spinning tops and all that. So we're gonna drill down to the shorter time frames and see to have a clearer view on that one. 132.66. So you would be shorting a trade and yesterday's low. So I think what was yesterday's low? if we look at it, so yesterday's low is down here. Is it down here? It normally plots for me, but it doesn't do it on the MetaTrader. Okay, 13266. Yeah, I do need to see 1 hourly time frame, and let's see better on this one. So the price does came up in here. What's your stop loss on this one? 13266 is your entry. I would, if your target is, if I did understand it well, so your entry is at 132.66 and your target is yesterday's low, so you're short on that one. So the price already gone pretty shut over here. Yeah, if you tell me like your was it stop loss, your stop loss, and the so the target is yesterday's low, so I would think, is it down to that 132? What's the yesterday? So we are on 30. Oops, no. So that will be down to this level, 132, roughly about 132.200. So the target is down to here. Target is good as a targets wise, but it does have to meet the risk reward requirement. And for now, because this is in the very choppy range, so this currency is in a choppy range, and it's ranging from these zones, so it can easily, yeah, a bit of a tricky currency, to be honest, because it looks pretty strong. So it went to this level, it tested this area in here, and now we are having these varying decisions. So it's kind of making it down like this. So it can go up as well as it can go down. So it can go either two ways. This is a bit tricky because this is the trend is not clear, so it's just in a chopping mode. So it can easily go continue and maybe test either whichever the highs, like this level up here as well. At this level it can easily come up here, or if because it has taken out this high here, and as well as, okay, it has not taken out this spike high here, so maybe the price is going to continue down to this down to the yesterday's low down here, or it can continue up. So this is, yeah, this is like a 50-50 really. It can go either way. The best thing you can do is, if it does meet your risk reward, if the risk reward is good, I would say just probably leave the trade and see if it's going to work out or not, because yeah, it can go either direction really. It's not very clear on if it wants to go up or it's going to continue to collapse down. And yeah, let's go to 4 hourly. So look at the 4 hourly. So the price came down, it tested this. There's a good chance it's gonna return to it. On the 4 hourly time frame, it's more kind of slightly more to the down pressure because we have also actually a trend line. Let's see, we have a trend line. Okay, we do have a trend line, depending how you're gonna put it. We have, technically we have two trend lines. Yeah, technically we have two trend lines, and so we have this bigger trend line from way back, and we have these two trend lines in here. So depends if the price may want to come up and test this trend line and then continue towards downside, or it's just gonna roll over towards the downside. But it does looking more to the downside pressure, but because its price already came down and tested this low, that might want to come up a bit further up and take out one of the highs on the let's see which potential highs that will be. So it has come up and it hasn't even taken out. No, it hasn't taken out. Yeah, maybe price wants to come up and oops, no, that was the wrong one. Yeah, it hasn't taken out. Maybe price wants to come up and take out these highs before continuing towards downside and potentially getting to the lows, but we can't really tell it. But I do say that it's more towards down. It wants to maybe go down rather than up, but because we have this spike here, the only thing is the hope that because we have this spike but it has not taken out this low, and the price does like to return to the lows or the highs and take out the spike. So in this way it has a small spike, but it has not taken out this low, so my price might come down and take out this low and then maybe continue towards up. So for now it's, I would say, 50-50, but I do see a chance that the price can come down to the yesterday's low. However, it's a bit messy on this occasion. So the next, so this gold targeting 1940. 1940 will be. So gold targeting 1940, 740 is strong resistance, 1719 is a strong resistance. Yes, I'm a support zone. How do you check the remaining time for the candle? Okay, I think I did answer that already. Euro against Japanese yen. Yeah, that's the one. EURJPY. Oh, this is, I think it's been a long time since I traded this currency actually. As we learn, let's go to the daily time frame, and then we're gonna drill it down to the shorter time frame. Okay, so the price made a brand new low. The fresh new lows it's making. I don't think there's any low in here. So we need to go. Okay, so price is making, so it made this low. It has, yeah, it has taken out this low here. Oh, we have a double bottom as well. Yeah, so it did this double. It has, so yeah, the price taken out, as I mentioned, so the price taken out this low, and we had the retracement, and then it has returned and take out this, has taken out this low down here as well. We can see that this is lower than this low, and then we had immediate reaction towards upside. It does looking towards downside, definitely. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame in here. But it's just having a nice retracement now. So if we, right, so it's coming up nicely to this 116.25. Looks like a nice entry. 116.25. Let's go to, before we make decisions, let's go to 1-hour time frame. Oh, damn it, I forgot the trade. Okay, it's nice, still developing this. So this is another potential for the entry. So this one's going to close in about 2 minutes. How's 4-hour looking? I'm going to return to the Euro Japanese yen because we have 2 minutes before the candle is closed. So I almost forgot the because there's a potential I'm going to put the trades on this one. So it does. Yeah, on a daily time frame, it does looking strong. This one is struggling up here. I don't know why. It's nothing major. We are close to this daily R1, so I think because of that, a lot of traders took off the order. That's why I had this sudden move towards a downside, but it's still a retracement, nothing else. So the price came down to this one, tested it, so that's nice. Okay, I do want to see, yeah, it's gonna close on it. So far it's not meeting my entry yet. Probably in the next, maybe next 15 minutes. I'm gonna use the 15-minute charts to get on to the half an hour. No, let's go to 15-minute. 15 minutes on that one. Okay, actually it does. Yeah, it does meet the requirement. Okay, so it does. So I'm probably gonna be taking the trade live right now. So it will be good. I will return the euro against Japanese yen. I want to forget it. There's a potential that probably I'm gonna be taking it 45, roughly about 45. Yes. 45. The spread is gonna be what? This is AUDUSD, so it's 0.6. So let's call it 30, 46, 46, 10, probably gonna be 20, oh, 26, no, 26 is too tight, so 21, 20, has to be 20, at least it has to be 20, so it has to come down at 40, 43, 44. Okay, it needs to come down at 44. Then I'm gonna be taking the trade. Let's see. Let's go to this one. So I can have a 20. I can have this one. I can have, what is it, 120, 65, 49, so 55.7 now. Okay, they increased it. Yeah, just a waiting game, which you normally don't see the behind the scenes. Normally, like when you the people are, or the educators, I've seen couple only, and myself as well. They just you record and you put out this cutout, so you don't have to go through this like sitting and waiting, which can be so annoying. If it lets me to put the limit, actually limit order, I can put the limit order now, right? 5 pips only has to be difference. I want it to be at 25, 35. Okay, well, it doesn't look like it wants to look back now. I think it's once 14. This the entry, the buy limits, correct. 65. Let's go 44. Go to 44. So I'm going to put the limit order. If it returns in the next 15 minutes, then I would so 24, 24, 19, that will be right, 19. Okay, it does let me to put the, yeah, so 25 pips. So let me target, the target was, I believe, at 66. Well, oh, it's on 20. So on a meta trader is slightly different. 10, 20. Okay, 20. I can give it a 20. So the 20. So you know, 60, 40. Was it 44? 20. So it gives us, was it 80? Roughly about 80 pips. So it gives us about 1 to 3 risk rewards. Let me actually calculate that. Try to modify and 66. Just bear with me, guys, for a minute in here. It's 20. Then I'm gonna return. Okay, done. 76 pips. Okay, that's justifiable. I can sell 1 to 3 risk rewards, and of course it's gonna add if the price gonna do what it's gonna do. So in this case, so this is a classic example of the adding to the trade. So as we can see, we have I have this trade on already, which has been down to this level 64.89. I think I entered it with I already moved up the stop loss on this one, so in case the price decides to continue down to this one. So I had the same risk on this one, so which was on on this one was the 20 pip stop loss. I know I'm using 25 pip stop loss on this one because I can't justify 20 pip stop loss on this. And yeah, this is a classic example of adding to the trade. So if this one works out, the initial risk reward is gonna add to what I already originally had, which was what I can't remember what was my initial risk reward. So 90 pips. So we're looking 20 pips stop loss. So I already had like 1 to 4.5 risk rewards, and if this one's also gonna trigger and work out, then it's gonna add to another 3. So the risk gonna stay the same. So risk has not changed because I already moved the stop losses in here. So if it comes down, I'm gonna lose the same amount what was my initial first entry, which was down here. So the risk is exactly the same. Actually, this is already in a profit zone, so the risk is even lower. So this is like a classic for the adding to the position. So okay, let's back to the euro against Japanese yen, because I went all over the place now. It was just there because the trading it was pretty close for the entry, and it was setting up for the trade. So if, let's say, if the price comes down, then it's going to trigger my entry and the stop loss. And yeah, if it's not going to work out, then it's not going to work out. Not the end of the world. Yeah, I would say definitely towards downside, even though let's see, on a 4-hour time frame, I was looking at something I forgot now. So the entry setup, yeah, this area looks a nice entry. So 116.25 looking good. We need to check on a 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame. The only thing is this 1-hour candle I don't like. 116, was it 25? 116.25. So 116.25 I can justify. Can I? Yeah, I can justify. So we got loads of cluster. Yeah, we have a lot of cluster of open closes, highs and lows. So we can use that one as the entry. So 116.25. However, I will admit that this is not the ideal trade. I know the trend is looking downside, but because just the structure of candles, I just don't like structure of candles. They have too much, they just look too ugly. What I mean by ugly, it has just wicks all over the places. Even on a daily time frame, we have just this wicks around. We can see like pretty much every candle has a wicks, and there's no except this one. It's looking good. It's a small wick, but it just don't look good, and especially on a 4-hourly time frame, it looks even worse. Daily is not even that bad, but on a 4-hourly time frame, it's very yeah, I don't like the structure of the candles. It takes too much time as well to kind of make its way down, and the structure of the candles are very small. So it does not look as good, and because it's the target is also unclear. The only target I can think of, let's see what's the stop loss. Let's see first what's the stop loss. So then we get up to 116.25, and we use. Oh, we can get away at 10, 14. Yeah, you can get away with 15 pips stop loss on this one. If you want to give it extra, you can give it. Yeah, if you want to give it, you can have a 15 pip stop loss. But if you want to be like the extra safe, then you might need 30 or 35 pip stop loss to position your stop loss up here, so above these spikes. If you want to play the extra safe, so around 35 pip stop loss at 55, or 30 pip stop loss, then you can give it in here, but you can get away with a 15 pip stop loss if you position up to here. But price can come up and wants to take out this high as well. So it's choice is up to yours. 15 or 30 pip stop loss. So if you're not using 15, then you have to use 30 pip stop loss. there's no kind of in between really. And so now let's look at the targets. 116.25, and as of targets 116.25. The targets I can think of is 25. The targets I can think of, we can use the same lows which has been tested previously. So 115, 115.60, 115.60. Let me have a look at the daily time frame, and then I'm gonna type the 115.60, but it's been tested. So 115.60, we get on at 116.25. So the entry was, let me just type it, will be USD. What is the target for the USD? Okay, let me just type this one, and then I'm gonna return to it because I'm gonna forget after that. So 116.25, so that's entry, and two potential stop loss. So either 15 pip stop loss, or 30 pips stop loss for extra safety, and the target is at 115. Targets 115, was it 60? 115.60. So if you get 30 pips, actually I think 30 pip stop loss, yeah, it's still looking good. So 40, 25, 65 pips, 31 to 2. Yeah, I can justify for euro. Yes, that's euro against Japanese yen. But personally, I do not like the I don't like the structure of this this play here, because it's quite unclear where the price. Yeah, even coming down to, yeah, too far. I can't even see the candles now. Oh, we have this. Oh, we have this low here. Actually, hold on. Yeah, price is sitting at this support. Let me see. So I missed this low, but that's too far away. This low in here. So it's 2017. It's quite far away. The targets, so yeah, target is at, yeah, target 115.60. That's the target. Do not, but I do admit I do not like it, the euro Japanese yen, that much. So I would not really recommend. Yeah, I would not really recommend taking on that euro against Japanese yen, just because yeah, it doesn't look that good. The structure of the candles and all that, the trend is downside, so it can be justified. The risk reward is okay. So if you take the 30 pip stop loss, then the risk reward is going to be about 1 to just over 1 to 2. And if you take 15 pip stop loss, then it's going to be good. But just the, yeah, it does not look good, but it's again, it's on your choice. But I personally would, I will not take it. Just not looking good. As of the please, what the following? Oh, the entries for the AUDUSD. So for the entries for the AUDUSD was which one was it? Was it 44? There we go. Oh, no, it hasn't triggered yet. You got pretty close, but it hasn't triggered yet. So the target, the entry. So 65.44. The entry is at 65.44. Let me go to. So 0.6544. The entry. The USD. So the entry is at 65.44. I have on this one 25 pip stop loss. So 25 pip SNL stop loss. I personally use this, so 25 pip stop loss. I couldn't justify a 20 pip stop loss, and the target is at what was the targets? The same what I mentioned on the yeah, that was the same as what I mentioned on the when I analyzed before. Oh, so I said that's 65.40, but again, this is the estimate. The target is 66.20, so same as 0.6620. So this is the targets. So this is the targets. So this is, and so I analyze how many currencies I analyze? So 6, I believe, 6, 5 currencies and 1 gold. So euro against USD, it was gold. So 4, and British pounds against Japanese yen 5, and euro against was it euro against Japanese yen, I believe. So this was the 6 in total. So this has been going on for 1 hour and 15 minutes. So that's my new record. And yeah, probably gonna be signing out, guys. So yeah, I don't think I think I covered all of the oh, I missed something, right? Why do you think that the current automatically stop? It might not stop, but it's just unclear. It just the way the candle structures. I just don't like the candle structures. It might continue. Of course, I don't know for sure if the trend's gonna stop or not. But it just the candle of this the structure of the candles. They just make me want to not take the trade, and yeah, it just doesn't look as good as. It's very difficult to explain because I've been looking at the charts for so many years now, and I know I've seen in my eyes when I look at the charts, I already see what are the potentials on the what's the potential for this currency, but I just don't like the structure of the candles. It's just too many spikes. I see it on here, but that doesn't mean that the trend's gonna stop. It's just the structure of the candles I don't like. It's still you can do what I just mentioned for this one. Is it is a potential for the trade, but just don't like it. So I want to see a bit more clearer candles rather than what I see at the moment. Especially on the daily time. Actually, it doesn't look as bad on 4-hour time frame, but it's on the daily time frames I do not like it, and it's coming down to on the 4-hour time frame. We can see that the trend is steep, not steep, but it's steadily going towards downside, and now it's kind of having this marginal. It's making marginal new lows. It can turn around, but just does not mean it's gonna turn around. It just I don't like the structure of the candles, but it doesn't mean it's gonna turn around and then continue towards upside. The trend is still towards downside. So yeah, I hope that one answered the question. See, does EU meetings and date releases today makes difference with the Europe? Good question. Good question, Ihab. I just missed that one. Yeah, completely forgot about the news. I did check it before, but I forgot. There's one on USD. I think it's 130, but I don't think it's a major news. Otherwise, I would have remembered. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, that was on a euro. Yeah, on the euro side, I remember on the US side it was not much, and Australia wasn't that much. So we got the unemployment claims, but there's not. Yeah, on the euro side, thanks for actually mentioning. I completely forgot about the news. Yes, it might affect the euro side. I mean, first the monetary policy might also have an effect, and especially ECB press conference. Yeah, it can have an impact on it, depending on what they're gonna say. So it's just the waiting game, and depends what is gonna the press gonna look like and what they're gonna say and all that, so depending on the speech. But it definitely can affect the euro currency. So if they say something, I don't know, whatever, outrageous, then it can affect. So yeah, thank you for reminding me on that one, because yeah, it can have an effect. However, it is far away. So what is it on 12? So ECB comes out at 1:30 p.m. So it is good. What, 4 or 5 hours away. So I'm sure it's going to be a trade on the euro side. However, for this one to probably go down and work out, it will be after the news. So I don't see this one working out before the news. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, definitely not. It's too many things it needs to do to for this trade to work out, and I don't think it's gonna do it before that news, this ECB press conference news is out. It just on this case, if you have a trade before the news is out, what you can do is it depends on a variety of factors. For example, if first, if it's a swing trade or the day trade, and if it's, let's say, it's a day trade, then depending how far the price is to your stop loss. So if your price is very close to your stop loss and you know there is a news out which potentially gonna affect or have a larger impact on the currencies, then my first move is to just close the trade and take the loss. So it's simple as that. I'd rather take that small loss and not suffer for the slippage if it's going to create some volatility towards that against the trade I have. And if it's quite far away, if it's a decent enough distance, then you can leave the trades on. So that's how I approach it. If it's too close, then I'm going to close the trade, and if it's quite far away, if it's enough distance between the price and your stop loss, then yeah, you can leave the trade. But it's only when it's too close, then that's when you want to close the trade, because you are leaving the chance of what is going to happen on that news or any other news. Really, when it says the non-farm payrolls is a good example on that. So the way I approach the when I need to make a decision. GDP at 10 GDP at 10 a.m. No, I don't think this one. I don't think it's going to have an impact on the GDP. So I don't think it's going to have a big, or maybe slightly, maybe a couple of pips. The main ones are where the red. So red. That's where I look for the main red ones. I don't even look at for the yellow, definitely not. And if it's this, they have a very mild to no effect. But anything highlighted to the red. Excuse me, then it has higher impact. So in this case, the ECB press conference is definitely and can create that volatility. So be mindful. It's still quite far away. It's 1:30 that ECB, and there is a main refinancing rate and a monetary policy statement that can also have an impact. So the next impact on the euro side is at 12:45 UK time, so it's still good, about 4 hours just over. So it still can have a few trades before that news is out. But again, on this one, it's probably unlikely gonna work out before that news is out, and just follow. If you take the trade, then judge it by, if it's too close, your price is, that's how I judge it. So if the price is too close to my stop loss, then I just close the trade, and if it has enough distance, then I will leave it, and if it's gonna work out, then it work out, and if it's not, just then if it's not, there's nothing we can do about it. So I hope that one answered your questions, and yeah, I can't I already can't speak because I've been speaking for 1 hour and 23 minutes now. And yeah, so guys, I will be signing out. So that will be it for, I think I answered everyone on the questions, and sometimes it's oh, I changed it. Oh, I think I missed a couple of them. Yeah, the gold was oh, now returning to top the entries on the, so I've done that. I think I answered that one. The resistance, I did answer that as well. And this. if can doesn't, yeah, I did answer that. So I'm just going through there. How to check the remaining answer? That one is one. That's it. So that one is long gold. Yeah, as of the to answer the gold, I think I said yeah, long on gold. Yeah, I would looking for the long on gold as of the long term trades. Definitely long on gold. So I did answer Australian dollar against US dollar. So I think I did answer all the questions. If I missed it, I do apologize, and just like put it in the comments on the video, and then I will definitely get back to you. So okay guys, that will be it. So it's been going on for quite some time now. It's been an awesome day and awesome trading experience. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 8 a.m. for, it's a Friday tomorrow, yeah, so tomorrow at 8 a.m. on this live daily forex analysis. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. I'm making daily uploads. I'm making the videos about daily trading as well as the swing trading, and videos about the knowledge you need to improve your trading game, particularly about the psychology and how you need to master your mindset to be a successful trader, because that is the number one. Your mindset is your let's say biggest assets when it comes to trading or anything else. Where you need this trader mindset to make it as a trader. I hope you guys having a great day, and I will be signing it now, and I will see you guys tomorrow, and have a great day. Right, and sign out.